Well, this evening has been quiet for the most part, but here's the thing. It wasn't that way earlier this morning into the early afternoon, and we're going to show you because this is a 12-hour loop. Look at that. We had quite a bit of thunderstorms, mainly along that I-35 corridor that packed some frequent lightning. I really saw a lot of that as I was heading out of brunch after mass earlier this morning. I really noticed it, and I had to really run back to my car because those storms were really dumping quite a bit of heavy rain. Like what I talked about last night, we are going to be seeing some, we did see some of that earlier this morning. I said last night we were going to be seeing some heavy rain as well as frequent lightning, and lo and behold, that's what we have. And we are in atmospheric recovery mode, but we're all in all still in that warm, moist sector. And as a result of that, there's still some thunderstorms over portions of northern Louisiana, places like Shreveport, back over towards the Piney Woods. But pretty much other than that, we have been mostly dry. Areas to the south of San Antonio all the way down to the Texas Gulf Coast had a few of those thunderstorms most recently, but that has all fizzled out as well. Now let's take a look at tonight's lows. We're going to be looking at lows getting down to those lower 70s. We could still see a few spotty showers here or there, but other than that, I do expect us to be mostly dry because, again, the atmosphere is going to be in recovery mode as we head throughout the course of the night heading into tomorrow morning. But by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon, we could be getting to the mid-90s once again. But with that daytime heating, we're going to get that added humidity and that added instability. That lift could provide us with a few of those scattered thunderstorms. Other than that, we're going to have a mix of sun and clouds with variable winds at around 5 to 15 miles an hour, and it is still going to feel quite humid. So whatever we don't see in terms of thunderstorm activities, because not everybody's going to get a storm, we could still see a hot, humid afternoon, and it may not feel all of that comfortable. So just a few scattered thunderstorms are possible tomorrow. Main threats, again, like what we saw today, heavy rain, frequent lightning across much of our region. This model has really backed off in terms of rain chances, but I do think we could still see some more areas other than what this model shows that does see a few of those scattered thunderstorms, but still not everyone is going to get a storm. And as a result of that, I'm going to give that a 7 on that Jordy meter because we're a little bit below average in terms of lows and highs, but it's good because not everyone will get a storm, but not good enough because some areas will still see a pop-up shower or storm with that daytime heating. And as a result of that, I'm only going to go with mediums on the summer breakdown for the most part. I'm going to say low for the boat parties because with those storms, any thunderstorm that you do see could kick up a little bit of winds, and that could raise the waves on that lake a little bit, and that could lead for some bumpy boat parties. But other than that, the vibes aren't the best, but they're going to be all right. I mean, yeah, it's a Monday, and yes, we are going to be seeing some of those scattered thunderstorms here and there, but other than that, we should be okay. Heat indices aren't going to get to the triple digits in a lot of places. Only 98 is what I'm thinking. Now, we've got a couple of tropical systems. This is Fred. This should make landfall in the Florida Panhandle by the time we get to tomorrow night as a strong tropical storm at around 60 miles an hour. But I want to turn your attention to Grace. This is still well out away from Central Texas, and that still could impact the Dominican Republic as such a tropical depression. But watch where this cone has Grace being taken. Around 50 miles an hour tropical storm by the time we get to around Friday afternoon. Now, this is a wide cone. It does have it heading towards the Rio Grande Valley and places like Matamoros, Mexico. However, the northern side of that cone has that system headed closer to the Houston area. Now, if we see Grace take a northerly track on this northern side of the cone, then we could see impacts from this in Central Texas. And how this is going to be determined is high pressure that could be situated over portions of us as well as Louisiana. So that is definitely going to be the key as we head throughout the course of the week, is where that high pressure is going to set up. If it sets up a little further north, we have a better shot of getting impacts from Grace. If it sets up right over us, it's going to pretty much stay along this center line, and with that center line, it'll take it more so into the Rio Grande Valley as opposed to Central Texas. If we end up on the east side of that, that's important too, because we could get the biggest impacts from it in terms of heavy rain as well as frequent lightning and maybe some severe weather associated with that. But by and large, we only should expect a few of those scattered thunderstorms over the next few days before that high pressure supposedly builds in for the latter part of the week and early next week. We'll have more coming up right after this break.